Chapter 6, Tug of War. In this chapter, Candy encountered a difficult situation. She felt like she was being pulled in two different directions by two tugs of war players. First, a talent show was announced by Candy's school. Candy was eager to participate because everyone was so happy. She held singing and believed it would be a wonderful chance to demonstrate her talent. Then, on the day of the talent occasion, Candy's young cousin Emily extended an invitation to her for a special tea party. Candy didn't want to let Emily down, and she also didn't want to let her family miss out on the excitement. Candy experienced hardship. Though it seemed not possible, she wanted to achieve both. She took a seat and considered her options. Candy hesitated before deciding to speak with Emily. She talked about the talent show and her desire to perform live on stage. She was surprised to find that Emily was supportive and even pushed her to try. Candy then discussed all the matter with her parents. They were happy and considering both benefits and drawbacks and her offering a solution. They made sure Candy could still attend Emily's tea party later in the day by helping her prepare for the talent performance early in the day. Candy was relieved to have a plan in place. She puts a lot of effort into her song practice and had a great time at the talent competition. After that, she enjoyed a wonderful tea party with Emily and her family. Candy discovered a valuable lesson that day. Talking to the people involved and coming up with a solution together can sometimes make things a lot simpler when you are faced with a difficult decision. She was getting appreciation from her supportive and understanding family. Candy was appreciative of her family's and Emily's understanding and support all day long. She discovered that sometimes you can find a way to do the things you love and be there for the people who matter to you with a little imagination, and Team Candy thought back on what had happened over the day as she laid in bed that night. She got appreciation from the people in her life and an increased awareness of success. She understood that there was a typical way to satisfy everyone, even when faced with difficult decisions. She slept off with a satisfied heart, imagining the experiences that lay ahead for her in the days to come. Chapter 7, A Matter of Time. Candy learned a most important lesson from this chapter as she could find a balance between her duties and memories with loved ones. She was appreciative of her family's help and was aware that regardless of her busy schedule, she could always find time for the people and things that were most important to her. Candy saw that she was a little hasty in this chapter. She felt as though she didn't have enough time to complete everything she wanted to achieve. She needed to accomplish a significant professional project first. Her favorite animal, pandas, were the subject. Candy wanted to create the greatest project ever since she loved pandas. Then, though, her elderly grandmother approached and announced that she was going to see her. She had been a while since Candy had seen her, and she was excited to see her. Again, Candy felt stuck. She wanted to finish her project well, but she didn't want to sacrifice special times with her grandmother. Candy took the decision to discuss the problem with her parents. They offered some suggestions after paying close attention. Candy would schedule particular hours for working on her assignment and spend time with her grandmother. After setting up a schedule, Candy felt more at stability. She always tries to complete her research and to produce stunning visualization. When her grandmother joined up, they spoke, laughed, and enjoyed some delicious treats. As the days passed, Candy came to understand that she could make the most of every moment if she used effective time management techniques and a little support from her family. She tried to complete the work and enjoyed a lovely visit with her grandmother. In the end, Candy felt that she will be successful and she will face happiness as she admired her panda skill and recalled the happy times she had with her grandma. This chapter highlighted to her how she could effectively manage her time and have the best of both worlds with a little forethought and the support of her loved ones. She would remember this lesson as she has to face many difficulties in the future, knowing that she could make the most of each day with willpower and encouragement. Chapter 8, An Invitation. In this chapter, Candy experienced an exciting event. She became interested and overjoyed when she received an uncommon invitation. Candy was having fun in her lawn one bright afternoon when she received a colorful envelope in her mailbox. On the front, it was printed with her name in fancy writing. She carefully opened it while astonished with wide eyes. An invitation to an extraordinary journey to the closest magical forest was found inside. It came from Mrs. Thompson, a neighbor who was famous for telling stories and for his passion for the outdoors. Candy's heart hammered with excitement. Although she had heard numerous stories about the magical woodland, she had never actually visited it. The offer from Mrs. Thompson was like a golden ticket to a wonderful world. Candy graciously accepted the offer to go on an adventure with Mrs. Thompson in response to the invitation. She was looking forward to the day because she was thinking about all the fantastical creatures and undiscovered things they may encounter together. Candy became more and more excited as the adventure day got closer. She prepared her small backpack with snacks, her favorite pen, and a notebook so she could write down every magical moment. When the day finally arrived, Candy and Mrs. Thompson gathered near the edge of the forest, where tall trees carried wind-borne gossip. They danced on the smooth woodland floor. Candy's senses were alive with the images, sounds, and aromas of nature as they moved further into the forest. The ground was covered in a shimmering pattern as birdsong and sunlight broke through the leaves. Mrs. Thompson told tales of clever fairies and majestic trees that brought the woodland to life. Candy learned from this chapter that unexpected invitations can occasionally result in the most amazing adventures. She was thankful for the chance and eager to solve the puzzles the magical forest's riddles held for her. They arrived across a peaceful pond where the lilies decorated the surface. Fish of all colors played and darted in its crystal depths. Candy couldn't help but be in love with the natural beauty. Candy was aware that this invitation had developed a fantastic adventure and that she would always be happy with memories of this magical day. Chapter 9. Redheads. Candy came into an audience of young people with bright red hair. It was an unexpected encounter that produced an interesting discussion. Candy spotted a noisy bunch of kids playing together at the park one bright afternoon. Their sharp, extremely red hair attracted her attention. She had never before seen so many redheads in one location. Candy came over to the group out of excitement and engaged in a polite discussion. She discovered that in addition to having a common family background, they were all cousins and had a special relationship because of the color of their hair. They explained Candy tales about their adventures and enjoyable experiences they shared. It was like visiting a completely different universe, one where secrets were shared and laughter abounded. As they were talking, Candy came to the conclusion that chance encounters can occasionally result in new friendships. She was happy to have had the opportunity to meet these colorful redheads and welcomed more unforeseen adventures that life would have in store for her. One shining Saturday, the red-headed cousins unexpectedly invited Candy to spend the day with them playing games outside and having fun. Accepting happily, she was stressed to spend more time with her new connections. Candy discovered as they played together that real connections might arise from the most unexpected circumstances. The redheads taught her the value of accepting different people and recognizing what makes each person unique. Candy never forgot the moment she met with the red-headed cousins or the teachings they offered about the value of acceptance and friendship. She welcomed further experiences with her exciting new colleagues, since she understood that sometimes the most great moments in life come from unexpected meetings and connections. Chapter 10. A Visitor. In this chapter, something exciting happened to Candy. A special visitor was on their way to her house, bringing with them a sense of expectations and joy. One bright morning, Candy's mom told her about the surprise. Aunt Maggie was her favorite aunt, whom she hadn't seen for a long time, was coming to visit. Candy's heart danced with happiness. Her aunt always told her stories about their family, which Candy liked the most. Candy also likes her Aunt Maggie warm hugs and kisses. Candy was getting ready for the visit all day, making sure everything was neat, and she organized her room. She selected some beautiful flowers to make the place more attractive. Candy rushed over to Aunt Maggie as soon as she arrived and smiled pleasantly. Candy could sense her aunt's love as they gave one another a deep hug. They spoke, laughed, and recalled earlier times all day. Aunt Maggie emphasized to Candy how much she appreciated the visit as the day comes to a close. She left Candy with beloved recollections and the assurance of many happy times to come. She also made a promise that she will return soon. Candy couldn't help but smile in the days that followed Aunt Maggie's visit, whenever she recalled their time together. She cherished the jokes told by Aunt Maggie and the laughter that filled their house. now understand the value of family, and she knows how their presence could brighten any of the simplest of occasions. Candy made the decision to write a letter for her Aunt Maggie for expressing her love and gratitude after being moved by her visit. Candy felt a strong sense of connection when she was sealing the letter and pleasant enthusiasm for Aunt Maggie's next visit. In this chapter, Candy learned that spending time with loved ones is a unique satisfaction, especially with those who make her feel warm and satisfied. She was delighted with the visit and expecting even more lovely memories with Aunt Maggie in the future. Chapter 11, Bombshell. A surprising turn of events occurs in the story Candy by Mian Mian's 11th chapter. The unexpected information that destroys Candy's life is well described as a bombshell by the term. One regular afternoon, Candy was playing in her room when her mother immediately called her downstairs. Candy hurried down, wondering what might be wrong as her heart pumped with a mix of curiosity and concern. Her mother gently passed on the news to her when she entered the living room. The whole family was moving to another city. Candy's eyes enlarged in shock as her brain tried to make sense of what had just happened. She felt as if a bombshell had been dropped, rewriting the routine and setting to which she had grown attached. Candy's emotions burst like a storm as the situation's reality set in. She experienced mixed emotions as she said goodbye to her friends and the places she loved, along with an element of passion for the new city's adventures. She experienced a roller coaster of feelings that left her feeling both fearful and excited. The declaration of the migration created an outbreak of activity in the home. Photographs were taken of the old house, and packing boxes were loaded with cherished belongings. Candy observed how her house changed, each empty space vibrating with hope. Mian Mian effectively expresses the confusion and change that accompany such a big event in a young person's life in this chapter. The phrase bombshell accurately describes the unexpected nature and how this news affected Candy's life. It establishes the scene for a new chapter in Candy's journey, one that holds ability and challenges in the upcoming unfamiliar city of fresh starts. Chapter 12, Parental Leave. The idea of leave for parents comes into focus in the story Candy by Mian Mian's 12th chapter. Candy's parents must make an important decision as the story grows. The family needs to make plans for the special moment because Candy's mother is ready to give birth to a new child. This diverts the reader's attention towards the topic of parents' leave because it is a time period during which parents take a break from their everyday job activities to care for and connect with their newborn. The benefits of spending quality time with their new baby and making an effortless adjustment for their growing family are elements Candy's parents carefully examine while considering the different options. They were aware of the importance at this time because it will have a great effect on their family and the child's development. Candy observes as her parents carefully examine what is best for their family while making these decisions. She can tell how much they care about each other and their increasing family and how dedicated they are to it. It acts as an effective reminder of the value of close family connections, and now they sacrifice to give their kids a caring environment. The main focus of this chapter is on parental leave that shows a general issue of family values and the importance of the health of a child. It diverts the reader's attention towards the concept that a child's support system focuses on their family, and that the time spent together during these crucial early years creates the foundation for a loving and secure upbringing. This chapter is not only about the story, but it also communicates with the reader personally by pushing them to think about their own life experiences and the value of family. Chapter 13. Something Blue. In this chapter of Candy notices something unique. In the basement, she found an ancient box that has been filled with old memories. Among the lots of gifts, there was a tiny blue ribbon, which represents a few past memories. Even though the ribbon's blue shade has begun to dull with time, Candy feels the need to inquire about the story. She thought, where did it originate? Why was this box used to store it? Candy holds the ribbon and feels the history of her family which is associated with this ribbon. It was there like a puzzle piece, and now Candy is ready to solve this puzzle. Candy makes up possibilities and characters that could be associated with this something blue. The layer of passion and surprise is shown in this chapter. It demonstrates to us that even seemingly insignificant items may hide important meanings. Candy might learn more about her family's history and the significance of this particular blue ribbon as she continues her investigation. Days passed by and Candy's interest in the blue ribbon grew stronger. She thought about asking her parents and grandparents about it. Her mother's eyes brightened up as she showed her the ribbon, suggesting that she identified it. She smiled and started telling a long-ago tale. It turns out that Candy's great-grandmother had given her grandmother the blue ribbon on the occasion of her wedding. It was a love and luck sign that had been handed down through the ages. As time passed, Candy made the decision to carry on this family tradition, a physical reminder of the love and history that flowed through her blood. She skillfully twisted the blue ribbon around her wrist. It became her personal something blue, a representation of the everlasting tie that connected her family. In this chapter, Candy's discovery of the blue ribbon, which was not only reveals a respected family custom, but also supports the idea that even seemingly unimportant items can have deep significance. It will give us a reminder that our family's customs are similar to threads that weave through time, connecting earlier and more recent generations. Candy reminded the love that have influenced her life by the blue ribbon, which acts as a physical representation of her family's heritage. Chapter 14, Ferris Wheel. A fantastic adventure occurs as Candy and her family visit an existing festival in this chapter of Candy by Mian Mian. The carnival's centerpiece is a gigantic Ferris wheel that stands out against the clear, blue sky. Candy experiences a mixture of excitement and stomach fluttering as she approaches the Ferris wheel. She has never had one before, so the sight of the tremendous, colorful wheel is both exciting and a little frightening. When Candy's father notices her nervousness, he smiles warmly and grasps her hand. He notes that riding on the Ferris wheel is a great opportunity to get an up-close view of the entire exhibition. It's an opportunity to experience the sights, sounds, and glittering lights that surround the carnival grounds. Candy gets the bravery to enter the cable car of the Ferris wheel with her family at her side. She is overcome with wonder as it begins to climb. Amazing views can be seen from a great height. She saw a crowded festival below that was completed with colorful shops and fascinating rides. At the same time, the world appears large and familiar. Candy's heart inspires with satisfaction as the boat reaches the highest point. At first, she overcame her fear, and then she got an outstanding experience. Now she knows that the best experience came from taking a chance and climbing new heights, as the Ferris wheel has held a special place in her heart ever since. It diverts the reader's attention toward both her bravery and her family's support. The Ferris wheel becomes a representation of overcoming difficulties and embracing the excitement of new experiences, leaving Candy with priceless memories that she will treasure forever. Chapter 15, A Thorny Rose. A lovely rosebush was discovered by Candy as she walked around the garden one bright afternoon. The beautiful bright red petals were gaining attraction, but as she reached out to touch one, she got caught by the thorns. Her fingertips were left burning from the unexpected pain. Candy took a step back as she felt a mixture of astonishment and concern. The rose's thorns served as a hidden defense despite its beauty. She wondered how something so lovely could also be smart and protective. She saw that the rose was protecting itself by having a sharp covering as she investigated the rosebush. It serves as a reminder to her that even the most beautiful things in life could have their own safeguards. Therefore, it is vital to treat them with respect and care. Candy thought that these thorny roses provided her an important lesson. She learns to appreciate beauty while also being aware of any dangers that might be hidden beneath the surface. It served as a reminder that even the most attractive things in life occasionally need a little care and understanding. Candy had new eyes for the rest of her life after that day. She learns that humans might have layers of complexity and self-defense, just like the thorny rose. Knowing that there can be more to a person's story than what first appears to be provided her to be more patient and sensitive. She saw that she was drawn to the garden more frequently as time went on. She gave the scratchy rose loving attention, tending to it with soft hands and a fresh appreciation. She discovered as a result that even the most protected and difficult aspects of life might blossom into something lovely with a little sensitivity and respect. Chapter 16, New Waters. Candy is faced with a fresh experience in this chapter of Candy by Mian Mian. Much like traveling into undiscovered waters, Candy's family made the decision to take a beach vacation on a bright day. Candy was both delighted and a little uneasy at the sight of the huge shining ocean. Because she had never been on a boat before, the thought of traveling out into the broad ocean seemed like a wonderful adventure. Candy clutched the railing as they got aboard the boat, feeling nervous as well as thrilled. Her cheeks were touched by the salty breeze as the boat gently moved in response to the waves. Candy was both fascinated and a little bit nervous as she entered this brand new world. Her dad noticed how she was feeling and came over to comfort her. "Similar to life," he said, "going into unfamiliar waters can be a little frightening at first, but it can also result in amazing experiences and discoveries." He assured her that her family was there for her and that they were prepared to go on this new adventure together. Candy's nervousness started to evaporate as the boat sailed through the waves. She was in amazement of the ocean's beauty and strength as she gazed out over its wide dimension. It provided a timely reminder that occasionally taking a chance can result in the most amazing experiences. This chapter effectively shows the idea of taking a risk, whether it is literally sailing a boat into the unknown or symbolically taking on new challenges in life. The open sea experience Candy had is a powerful symbol for accepting change and the chances it brings. It serves as a reminder that although exploring unfamiliar waters can be frightening, doing so could result in amazing achievement and discovery. Chapter 17, Swift Currents. The story took a dramatic turn as Candy and her family successfully faced strong river flow while paddling. Candy's family gathered by the riverbank one beautiful morning while wearing helmets and life jackets. The water moves forward with strong winds. There was a mix of excitement and slight nervousness in the air, which Candy could feel. Candy breathed heavily and kept her attention restricted on the rushing seas in front of them as they got on the watercraft. Everyone was given clear guidance on how to paddle and keep safe by her dad, an experienced rafter. Candy experienced a rush of excitement as the raft sailed away from the coast. The world appeared to blur as they traveled downhill on the river's fast currents. They were surrounded by the cold, refreshing splash of water. Her heart was racing, but she accepted her father's advice. She used all of her physical capacity to paddle, feeling the beat of the team as they negotiated the river's twists and turns. An orchestra of adventure was created when the sound of the water and laughter mingled together. Candy was amazed by the stunning scenery as they made their way through the strong currents. It gives her a reminder of the extraordinary world that is waiting for her to face new existences. Candy finally turned to look back at the river they had crossed when they came to a peaceful area of water. She smiled with satisfaction. It was the time that they had to struggle with the strong currents, and it was an experience she would never forget. This chapter describes the adventurous activity of the river, while underlining the value of cooperation, confidence, and the excitement of taking on hurdles. Candy's journey through the swift currents illustrates that even the greatest challenges can be overcome with courage and cooperation. Chapter 18, The Best Lies. According to The Best Lies, Candy can run into a circumstance involving dishonesty or hidden truths. As the narrative progresses, Candy runs into a difficult situation. She observes her parents talking, and she thinks that they are preparing a surprise for her next birthday. Candy believes that there might be more to the narrative because of the way that their claims seem a little confused. Candy makes the decision to go through some investigation because she isn't sure whether to trust her feelings or not. To solve the mystery, she quietly concerns those who knew her and conducts some investigating around the house. Candy learns as her search goes along that occasionally, what appears to be a lie on the surface may actually be a thoughtful secret designed to create excitement and joy. She gains the value of trustworthiness and the meaning of helping loved ones arrange surprises and memorable occasions. This chapter taught Candy how to maintain a fine balance between curiosity and regard for those who love you. It also highlighted the idea that occasionally, what would initially seem to be a fraud could actually be a thoughtful surprise intended to spread joy and generate long-lasting recollections. Chapter 19, Gallery. In this edition of Candy, something creative and remarkable is about to occur. An art gallery is being held at Candy School where pupils can display their artistic abilities. Candy is happy because she enjoys the arts. She's been spending weeks working on a painting, putting her heart into each brushstroke. The gorgeous picture illustrates a sunset over a peaceful lake with trees throwing calming, extensive shadows. Candy carefully carries her artwork to school on the day of the gallery, her heart beating with suspense. When she gets there, she observes that other pupils bring breathtaking collections of their artwork. Every artwork has a different story to tell. She observes the guests' facial expressions as they move through the gallery. While others are in wonder of the creativity and ability on exhibit, some people get affected by the emotions expressed in the artworks. It's a lovely display of the school's range of talents. Additionally, Candy's painting attracts interest. People are expressing how it seems to be a true moment stored in time. She notices them saying. She blushes with pride at the ability of her work to trigger such emotions. This chapter honors the ability of art to tell stories and convey feelings. It demonstrates how a basic paper and some paint can produce a universe unto themselves. Candy's visit to the exhibition confirms her passion for art and motivates her to keep using her talents for self-expression. Key learnings. The most important lesson to take away from Mian Mian's short story Candy is the value of communication, feelings for others, and understanding in interpersonal interactions. Candy learned that by establishing a deeper relationship with resolution, a person can encounter many difficulties, and by being open with others, one can discover others' viewpoints related to any circumstances. The importance of family is also very important, as emphasized by the novel, like Candy repeatedly receiving love and support from her parents and other family members. The story emphasized the value of embracing new experiences and being adjustable, as Candy enjoyed many adventures while learning and developing along the way. Thanks for tuning in. For more enlightening content and a detailed summary, visit www.mybooksummary.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Let's inspire and empower each other. Subscribe to our channel and share our videos with your friends and family.